Greetings and salutations, Geo nerds. So what's this really sexy French bus? Looks like it's having a few problems. Solid state lithium battery. Don't worry, nobody was hurt. So what's this really good looking ex-French bus got to do with this really shiny sexy metal that everybody wants to get their hands on, and this lump of granity looking rock that looks like you can keep your door open with it? Hang around, we'll find out together. Well, Geo nerds, today we're going to talk about lithium, and got to know, what do we need lithium for? Can't be that many depressed people in the world. Yeah, there probably is, but anyway, that's a different subject. We won't be talking about that. Lithium-ion batteries, not going into the chemistry, they need lithium to work. A few different chemistries, but let's look at the chemistries because, some of them are better than others. This is a lithium-ion cobalt. It could be lithium-ion nickel battery. This one's probably cobalt. But this is what happens when you charge them and they're too hot and they go wrong. So yeah, you don't really want 3,000 of these in your car, your truck or your bus. This is another lithium-ion cobalt battery that goes wrong. This is a solid-state lithium battery on a French bus. No one was hurt, as I mentioned earlier, but it didn't end well for the bus, that's for sure. So what you see going is burning lithium. So it doesn't always end well, so you have to be careful with your chemistry on these things, and they use these what I'd call dangerous chemistries because they give such good results. But now we have another chemistry called lithium iron phosphate. This is a lithium iron phosphate battery, fully charged, about to get a nail punched through it. Now, you can't do much more really to a fully charged lithium battery than throw a roofing nail through it or a finishing nail through it, which is what this guy's done. And as you can see, it's not happy, but it's probably not going to kill you. And I'll almost guarantee you that white stuff coming out, you don't want to be breathing. But it's not bursting into flames. And I'm going to cut it short because it actually doesn't burst into flames. The lithium iron phosphate chemistry is far safer. It's not perfect. Lithium chemistry is not perfect. So this is what we're talking about. This is the metal. Nice shiny metal. Looks a bit like lead or aluminium, maybe a little bit more like lead. It's quite soft. And it used to be, most of it in the world was gotten this way. They'd pump brines up out of these big salt deposits, and it contained lithium carbonate. And by the way, these are big. They're 220-foot containers down there, so these are big ponds. This is not done in Australia. This is what it looks like. This is lithium carbonate. And they can use this in manufacturing of these lithium batteries. These are an 18650 battery structure here. You've got the separators and things, but the difference, they all have lithium in them. The difference is that they use different metals, cobalt, nickel. All right, and these are, cobalt in particular, it's not a very nice metal, very dangerous metal to have around. Nickel, not so much, but they're getting quite expensive. So in Australia, well, forget Australia, I'm from Queensland. Let's talk about Queensland. We're up over Brisbane here at the height of the International Space Station. And we're going to go north because, in Queensland, very interesting geology up there. Just whizzing up past Mackay. Yes, I did listen in the comments, although I don't agree with you. And we're going to see some, there's a Kinara lava flow there. We talked about that once before. And in front of you there is the Undara lava field. It's 190,000 years old, and it's huge. All that light brown is that one lava flow. There are lava tubes in there, which we'll talk more about at the end, that are 40 kilometres long. You can drive Greyhound buses through the things. You're looking at this deposit there, and I'm going to put a ring around it so you can see it, because it doesn't stand out much from space where we are here. But they've got a big reserve here of lithium ore, and they're mining it, and they're going for it. It's just north of a place called Mount Surprise. Here's the geology. As you can see, this place is just like Rocky Road. It's very geologically active, and it's been geologically active and volcanically active for a very long time. This is some granite, and in that granite occurs a mineral called pegmatite, which is a very, very coarse-grained mica type granite, and in that occurs another mineral called spodumene. And this is under the guise. This white stuff here, not the pink stuff, is spodumene, and this is a lithium ore. Contains about 6% lithium. There it is there again, in front of the guy's hand. And spodumene's a complex chemical. This is its structure. There's a lot of lithium, a lot of oxygen, a lot of aluminium, and a lot of silicon in it. So it's got to be broken up and it's got to be processed. It can form very large crystals, which is this one here. These crystals are like, it's about 3 or 4 inches long. This is another ore they get up there called lepidite. This is a lithiumized mica. They also get this in the same place up there. This is what it looks like when it's in rock. Basically, it's the rock has been altered to take in lithium. That's the ore. That's lithiumized mica that can be broken up and processed. And this is what it looks like on the ground. Just pinkish looking bit of granite, but that's all got lithium in it. And it's a company up there called Metal City. We'll be mining that. This is what it looks like. You drive past it, you would not know this was here, but all that stuff in front of us there is the top of that deposit. Then in Australia, there's a company called Lithium Australia. They've come up with a revolutionary way of processing this stuff called Lena. And no, I'm not a chemist. I don't know how it works, but the Poindexters over there do. And this stuff is orders of magnitude more efficient in removing lithium as far as energy consumption from ores, and it removes up to 95% of the lithium from the ore, whereas the old methods sometimes only got 40-50%. So this is a big step forward, and Australians, we own this. This is the company here, Lithium Australia. They are also involved in a lot of these mines, as you can imagine they are. They're also, I believe, involved in Victoria, and if you want to know more about that, have a look back through the Electric Vikings videos on manufacturing batteries in Australia. You hear me always harping on about, why aren't we making solar panels here? Well, we're going to start making batteries here soon. So I don't know how this thing works particularly. I don't really want to. But you take this stuff, which is lithium ore, whether it's lithium mica, whether it's spodumene, it doesn't matter. You munch it up, you feed it into this thing, and you can also feed it these things, munched up lithium batteries, recycled batteries, and in there's nickel, there's aluminium, there's stainless steel, but there's lithium, and this process just munches them up and it refines it, and out the other end you get this stuff. Well, it's lithium carbonate. Lithium phosphate looks the same. Sorry, that's all I could find. Lithium carbonate, or you get it probably in these quantities, I would think. And if you get enough of this stuff and you're clever, you can turn it into these elite shit boxes that no one can afford or even get. But, they're good for cities. I'm not a big fan of EVs for saving the planet, but they're awesome to drive. And they do keep that rotten oxides of nitrogen out of our cities, which is very important. This one's not so elitist, actually. These ones aren't too bad. They're quite cheap. But certainly they're lovely to drive. Anyone that's ever driven, I had EVs in motorcycles, electric motorcycles, 15 years ago. I love them, I really do. So we talked about the Undara lava flow up there. Well, the Undara lava flow contains the Undara lava tubes, and these are enormous. You can drive a Greyhound bus through these things. It's a national park. You can go and visit this. As you can see, these things are not small. An amazing thing. About 190,000 years old this lava flow is. So it's not that old. Predates Aboriginal people coming to Australia. But this is huge. And if you're ever up that way, definitely go and see it. You'll kick yourself if you don't. So anyway, that's spodumene, lithium mining in Queensland. There's other mines coming up in Queensland. There's a crap ton of pegmatite in Western Australia. Not my job to talk about that. I don't really understand Western Australia very well. It's huge. I barely understand Queensland. But even so, this stuff, watch out for this stuff. Spodumene, you'll hear it. It's going to start to, once the press Johnnies get hold of it. It's such a cool word. They'll just keep saying it over and over again. But it is good. It will turn Australia, if we aren't nearly already, the biggest exporter of lithium in the world, bar none. And hopefully we'll start exporting it as a more refined product and not just crushing it up and selling it cheap overseas, as is our way. Anyway, you know what I'm going to say. Thanks to all the new subscribers. I really do appreciate you. It's great fun. And the other Brisbane YouTubers that are giving me shout outs in the videos, thank you very much. It really hits me in a very nice place. Keep rocking. T-Rock's out.